Joe Tyler is the new director of the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. He was offered the job on March 3rd and he started the next day on March 4th. This is the first interview that he has given in his first 19 days on the job. I asked him what his main priorities were going to be in his new position.
So since taking my new position, I have made it clear in my opening messages, and it is my commitment to take care of our people. The health and wellness of the people who work for us are of utmost importance. Really, as I've said to our people, they are our greatest assets, and without ensuring their health and wellness, I can't successfully get the mission, vision, and values of this department accomplished without them.
How many firefighters does CAL FIRE have?
So right now, we average in the neighborhood of 6,400 permanent employees, and that includes all of our employees, whether that be resource management, our administrative support staff, our office state fire marshal, our fire suppression staff. But as we're starting to ramp up now, we're in the middle of latter part of March, we're beginning to ramp up into our transitional staffing, or leading to our peak staffing of our fire year. And at our peak staffing right now, we'll run approximately 9,600 employees.
Do you expect to see an increase in prescribed burning or other types of vegetation management in the next few years?
Oh, absolutely. I think that when you're looking at the initiatives being put together not only by the state of California, but our federal partners, our tribal partners, our local partners as well, at all levels of this organization, there's a recognition that we together and combined have to invest more effort, as the administration is currently funding for us, to be able to place those investments in prescribed fire, cultural burning, forest resilience, and just general forest health.
What is the status of the acquisition of the new Firehawk helicopters? Have any been formally accepted by contracting yet?
So where we're at currently is we have 7 helicopters that are currently accepted by the state of California and are either in service or being placed in service for the 2022 fire season. The remaining 5 are located within the United States right now in various levels of being placed into service by the vendor, United Rotorcraft, for delivery and acceptance by the state of California.
So the Hueys you have now, will they go back to the federal government?
So all of our UH-1H Huey helicopters are part of the federal excess property program, and they are ultimately owned by the federal government on loan to the state of California. When we entered into the S70I Firehawk program, we applied the operational costs that were accrued into the UH-1H and applied that to the S70I. So at the end of the day, when all 12 S70I helicopters are placed in service, we will have to determine our next steps, which will likely include a component of those going back to the federal government. So this year, as you just said, this year we'll be flying our OV-10s and we'll be flying our S2s. But in addition to that, the Aviation Management Program has an extensive list of call when needed aviators and assets that are available to them to bring on during critical fire weather conditions. But fortunately, as part of the governor's current budget, there is budget bill language that was placed into that budget that allowed us to utilize the emergency fund to bring on a number of exclusive use agreements for 120 days at a time, moving into this 2022 fire season. Those include what it appears right now the staff are working on, include up to 3 large air tankers, 8 Type 1 helicopters, 2 Type 2 helicopters, and 2 aerial or lead planes that should be available to us as well, just based on that funding as well. And again, those will be on 120-day contracts for this year. In addition to that, in the governor's proposed budget right now that is working its way through the legislature is a request for 3 years of funding for exclusive use of 10 additional Type 1 helicopters. So should that funding make it through the budgetary process in the state legislature and signed by the governor on July 1, we'll be able to seek out and enter into exclusive use contracts with 10 additional helicopters.
Well, that would be a big change for CAL FIRE.
It would be, where we have 10 of our own state helicopters. We have 1 under cooperative agreement with the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. And then you take the 10 exclusive use helicopters from this current budget year with the possibility of 10 more in the next budget year, if approved, will certainly be a game changer to the state of California for rotary wing aircraft.
What is the status of the C-130 program, the former Coast Guard aircraft?
Yeah, so the C-130 program is currently still in close work and communication between CAL FIRE, the United States Coast Guard, the United States Air Force, and Coulson Aviation, which is the vendor under federal contract held by the United States Air Force. We have working groups that meet weekly between those groups to determine where we are at in the status, and then we have executive steering committees that occur quarterly. And the last update was just given to us here in this last month. The update given at that time was that Coulson Aviation, working with the United States Air Force and their engineers, were going through the preliminary design review of the RDS system. And things were looking good to be able to continue to move forward. Now, due to the pandemic, the endemic, which it's become now, and various other factors that have occurred, we're starting to hear that there's a possibility of a supply chain issue that may in fact delay some of these C-130 aircraft until the 2024 calendar year, which we had hoped to see flying here in 2022, but we'll continue to work closely with our partners to try to streamline that process and get them here as quickly as possible. You know, CAL FIRE is an amazing organization. I've been with the organization for 31 years. I am dedicated and committed to the department and the people we serve. I'm dedicated, as I said and as I opened, to our employees and the people who work within CAL FIRE to give them what they need to be successful. We are an organization that, working together with our local, federal, tribal, and private partners, will do everything in our power to combat this 2022 fire season moving forward. But equally important is we have to recognize that it takes the community at large to rally together to harden their homes, to maintain their defensible space, and to evacuate early when they're asked to do so. And I think that if we can convey the message to have people out there go to readyforwildfire.org, we will certainly be able to have them assist us in being successful in that process.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.